Oh my goodness, we're here at part 3. What a long day. Happy Aloha Friday here for the Abbacado show. And I've got about 7 more tracks to do. We've had an amazeballs stream here with, I have about 55, 60 folks left here on the stream. I'm in the middle of the ocean, but everybody else is going to sleep. But I got people from around the world, like from Greece to Australia, from Canada down to Bolivia, and of course here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, Hawaii. So we're just going to catch up. I just have a handful left, and we're going to be doing some catch-ups. So, yeah. Oh, I love bagels. Of course I like bagels. I love these. Oops, that didn't quite look like a bagel, did it? I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. That was just all about... That was all about wrong. That was bagel porn right there. This is, you can tell when I'm getting tired. I'm sorry, guys. You know this is when I start falling apart. Oh my God, yeah, no subscription required. Here's, bagel porn. Here you go. Ah, sorry, it's stupid. Oh my God. You're right. Oh shit, I'm dying. Stand by, I need to take a hit of my CBD juice. That is hilarious. That would make the best thumbnail. I mean, you know what I mean? But the thing is that it gets blurry, doesn't it? There we go. I'll screenshot that for my thumbnail. So stupid. I better get going before I say more stupid stuffs. Oh my God. Here we go. Asteroid Jason, how are you? Oh my God. Okay. Well, I like my food that has big fat holes in it. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's just... I better stop before I get myself in real trouble here. Give me a second. Asteroid Jason, are you here, my friend? I know, sorry, Gummy. There he is. Asteroid Jason. Oh, speaking of bagel porn, wants me to check out Korn. Not that I was tying both into, Korn and just now. So Asteroid Jason would like us to check out Korn. The name of the song is Cold. I have always been an absolute tremendous fan of Korn from the very beginning, even to their newer. I mean, just something about how they write their music and how they produce what they produce. It's just, to me, they're one of those legacy bands with their own sound that influenced quite a number of many, many bands after that. Okay, let's go. At least I did that in tempo. You see, this is God. Got that signature bass tone. I'm gonna knock this motherfucker down, 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 down. And there's a catch with this waiting. Alone my thoughts are overtaking. Do I got the strength to take this fucker down? The hook is actually a little softer than the rest of the track in the arrangement and composition.
Alone awake with the craving. I watch
There's a little bagpipey vibe in like 2 measures of that.
on how I'm taking this motherfucker down, 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 down. I don't know what I am thinking. Sometimes I feel like I am sinking into the ground I'll call my grave. Cold inside, lying deep, the father of hate, the endless nightmare I can never escape. I'm on my way, this is the day, this is the time to break it down.
This is very Korn here.
This is the time to break it down.
I know, I heard that too, Almond.
Break it down. I'm on my way. This is the day. This is the time to break it down. Get out my way. Nothing can stay. This is the time to break it down. I'm on my way. This is the day. This is the time to break it down. Get out my way. Nothing can stay. This is the time to break it down.
Yeah, here's another signature Korn stop. And you know, when I say that, guys, and I go, you know, this has a very Korn sound to it. Well, of course, you're right. It is Korn. But I don't have a discography of listening to them to really pull from, because my more memorable years of listening to Korn is when they first came out. Even before they came out, when I bumped into their first manager, who was going to buy, funny story, their first manager was going to buy the house off of my friend that I was taking care of their house out in Malibu. And when he came to meet my friend, he played a cassette tape of this band called Korn, and I wasn't really interested. I was somewhere else in the house, and I heard it happen. I came around the corner and go, fuck is this? You know, and that was my first, like, oh, I can hardly wait till that album comes out. They're such a significant band in my journey of listening to music, and how they really changed up that metal sound, that complete sound they came out with, all the way from, you know, the fieldy bass to just what we heard, I mean, they were so significant as far as my little bubble of listening to music, and how what they put out on their first 2 albums had changed how many other bands in the future were listening to music, and where they wanted to go and be able to like get into those darker tones and weird little harmonics that they would do in between. You know, super significant moment in metal, I believe. You know, love or hate them. You know, I love that. What was the name of that song? You know, whichever one that was. And then there was that one song where the bullet goes through everything. I forgot the name of that song. And then there was that one, I don't know if it's one and the same, but yeah, I think it is a freak on a leash. And is that the one that starts off with, I am your friend? I was like, oh my God, these guys are fucking masters. Like, bruh, jeez. Blind, yeah. I was like, damn, these guys, they're on a ledge on their own. You know? Okay, next up is a retro gamer. In by the penny. You're so funny, bruh. I like that. Strategy. The next band is called Ihsahn, and the name of the song is Lend Me the Eyes of Millenia. Hey, Jeeves, last week you reacted to The Speed of Emperor, but they had the sound production of a studio symphonic black metal band from the 90s. This time I'm having you listen to the lead guitarist singer from Emperor solo. It's a solo self-titled band called Ihsahn, Ihsahn. This sounds like modern day Emperor, but with sound production from 2018 when the album AMR was released. The song of AMR is called "Lend Me the Eyes of Millenia." Lend Me the Eyes of Millenia. Oof. Okay, Retro Gamer, here we go. Okay, closed caption is on. I like what the pattern's doing in my ears. A little swinginess between the two. Falling Away From Me is another one. You're right, Philip. I'm waiting for it. There it is. Hey, thank you, Aloha. I love the synthy symphonic vibes of all the arrangements in the back. God, I'm really appreciating that they're letting us cruise on that arpeggiation or that sequencing that's going on there. guys saw that, huh? This is definitely a major tip jar song. You know if you know. Yeah, the drummer is a definite sweat hero in this track. Oh shit, that was live. Damn. I love the track and how it just took us through this kind of. There's a couple different ways to explain what this evokes. Kind of like the Celtic Arabic style of composition where you have a 2-chord movement that just kind of settles in a form of like there's a drone that's going on there. We like to call it the refrigerator tip jar or Phrygian modal. The Phrygian mode, if you know, you know, will fit over something like this extremely well. But it gives you that. How do I say this? Songs that have a drone that's going through it. Sometimes you don't even know that it's going through. Sometimes the drone sets at the beginning and then it leaves, but you can't help but hear the drone. So right now I'm hearing da da da. This is the note I'm hearing. Let me see if I am in the right tone. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah. So in my head, it's already wedged itself in there. Now, I don't know if that's because of me and being an old fart composer and stuff. But, you know, when you have that kind of stuff and the band only goes maybe up a half step or a whole step or down a half step, whole step, but keeps that in play, it's just a very intoxicating pattern or, you know, note that pulls you through and threads you through the whole thing. I also love the fact that this track was really heavily rinsed in a lot of the synth, was a lot of the big beefy support in it as well. You know, guy's voice was killer, and this was a live track too to boot. So, but the tip jar is runneth over, as Alman is indicating to all of us here. Crossface Buffalo, how are you? Let's see what Crossface Buffalo has here. Powerman 5000, Supernova goes pop. A blast from the past all the way from my high school days. This album is a song that came off a different release in 1999 called Is Tonight the Stars Revolt. The album features songs that, while telling no coherent story, have a coherent theme, primarily themed around the campy atomic age science fiction reminiscent of the 1950s, coupled with nihilistic nihilism, apocalyptic messaging and paranoia. That's very nihilistic, yeah? Cyberpunk imagery. I first heard of this song in the band during the X Games broadcast on ESPN around when the album came out. It was also on the OST of Gran Turismo 3, which I played a ton of. The band's lead singer, Spider-One, is a real-life younger brother of Rob Zombie. All right, we're doing this. Let's go. Oh my God, where's the other half of my bagel?
Joust
Actually, the way he's rigged up almost seems like he's a character in the video game. Something's going on in the back there. I don't know if it's a dark synth pad or... Can you hear it there?
Over, but the supernova don't stop. Supernova, yeah, supernova. Supernova goes pop. Supernova, you think it's over, but the supernova don't stop. Let's go.
Ball Crusher, keeping that pattern going, getting us addicted into that. Did you say this was in a video game of sorts? Was it a driving game or something? Gran Turismo, that's a driving game, isn't it? That would have been perfect for whatever ball blazing track that the car is going on, or whatever the case is. But real super straightforward, balls to the wall, punchy metal. I don't know about the band. I guess the band is called Powerman 5000, if I'm reading this correct. But they're actually playing this year. Oh, how cool, at the Whiskey. Coming up in September and July. They're going to be in Colorado Springs, Lakewood in July as well. So they're still kicking ass and taking no hostages, which is great. So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Unlock the Shrine, how's it? Thanks for following. Thank you so much. By the way, guys, no more dono boosts. I've got 5 left. I don't have the chutzpah, I think, to get past number 6 and stuff. So please, no more dono boosts or anything. But I do have Square Meal, It Snows in Australia, Derp Cat, Dog, Valhalla, and Brexter. Well, as a matter of fact, let's go with Square Meal. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Square Meal wants us to listen to a song from Ninja Sex Party. And the name of the track is Death Metal. So aloha, hope you enjoy the vibes of this track. I bet I will, Square Meal. How you doing, Square Meal? What have you been up to? How is life? Are you ready? Let's go.
We were writing this album. My manager called and said we need a hit. He said your music's not current enough for the kids, so write a death metal song. We said heck yeah, you got it. So I got out my beach ball, my Hawaiian shirt with little coconuts on the sleeves. Wrote this brutal jam while the tall palm trees began to
Got that Jimmy Buffett vibe.
the island breeze. Death metal, the metal of death. Better drink that margarita before your last breath. A taste of Satan from our rock armada, an umbrella of evil Death metal, put on your legs.
Oh, the bass player's having a
Waves
blast.
as your rotting mortal soul decays. Lay back in the sand and drift slowly away. And renounce your god's existence at the seafood buffet. The manager called us back and said,
Hey guys, it's your manager Brent. This definitely isn't death metal. It sounds more like Jimmy Buffett.
we laughed at the
How
way
funny.
he's always joking around. And then we tuned our ukuleles to get that dark sound. We were in the metal festival that night to play
Where's
with
my
some
ukulele?
bands. It was such a great list, like Demigod Slut and Chasm of Filth, and Maggot Desecration and Graves of Piss. Steel drum solo. Defile me with that sax. Oh, easy on those coconut shrimp, Jerry.
Rah, this is great.
Death metal, the metal of death. Tanning lotion on corpse paint needs a high SPF. Playing frisbee all day, you'll be running like a cheetah. Sacrificing goats with a sweet senorita. Death metal, choke on our scum. Thanks for joining us today for all our tropical fun. I have to say this vile concert went well. Now suck this music tribute to our dark road in hell. What the heck was that?
When it's going to go down like that and it's going to happen that way, that's how you do it. That's how you have a good time. You're not necessarily, you're making fun of the genre. You're not making fun of the genre. You're just having a good time with it. Yeah, I was going to bust out my ukulele. Hang on for a second. Where was, see what the chords were.
Manager called us back and said,
Hey guys, it's your manager Brent. This definitely isn't death metal. It sounds more like Jimmy Buffett.
we laughed at the way he's always joking around. And then we tuned our ukuleles to get that dark sound. We were in the metal festival that night to play with some bands. It was
that's
such
a
a
minor.
great list, like Demigod Slut and Chasm of Filth, and Maggot Desecration and Graves of Piss.
I just love the song. Sorry, Park. I mean, Square Mill. I thought it was a badass track. I loved every bit of it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, next up, what do I got here? I have, stand by, waiting for my form to do its thingy. I have Derp Cat Dog. Derp Cat Dog. Are you here, Derpy Cat Dog? Probably not. Everybody goes to sleep at this point. The White Buffalo is the name of the band. The name of the song is House of the Rising Sun. Happy Aloha, Jeebs. Happy Aloha Friday. Hey, Jeebs, not totally country, but a bit more rock. This guy took off after some of his music got used, and he was asked to write a few for the hit TV show Sons of Anarchy. Oh, boy, was that a gold mine of a track. A bit of opportunity for that man. This is his cover, and it was written in the perspective of Jax Teller's old lady, Tara Knowles, with the singer being Tara, in the cover singing about her husband, Jax. All right, let's go.
There is a house in charming town they call the
Love his voice.
Rising Sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor girl and me. Oh God, I'm one. If I listen to my mama, Lord, I'd be home today. But I was young and foolish.
Smoky Southern Blues dipped in Jack Daniels,
And
man.
some
What a great sound.
rider led me astray. Go tell sister. Never do what I've done.
Great rattling
To
voice.
shun the house in charming town they call the rising sun. My mother, she's a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My sweetheart,
I like the
he's a
width that the bass is holding in the mix.
Lord, he rides an old machine.
Great slide work. Sounds like it's on a humbucker though.
Now the only
Doesn't have that single coil vibe.
around me is a suitcase and a gun. The only time he's satisfied is when
Little bit of a Joe Cocker vibe in his voice. I think it might be just his vibrato.
Fills this chamber up with lead and takes his pain to town. Only pleasure he gets out of life is bringing another man down.
This is one of those tracks that close the bar at 4 o'clock in the morning.
He's got one hand on the throttle, the other on the brake. He's riding back to Redwood on his father's stake.
I don't know why I'm just now noticing that little EP in the back.
I wait
It's
in
subtle, but
charming town. The game I love.
that's what it is. Maybe my ears are defaulting to.
And I'm staying here to end my life down in the rising sun.
And I also love that this mix is very warm. Really dropping off that like 12K plus.
And I'm staying here to end my life down in the rising sun.
Need I say more? What a great track. This is what happens when you just write a great song. Not a lot of fanfare, not a lot of crazy arrangements, not a lot of stuff that's, it's just like, how do you sit back? And like I said, it sounded like a bar closer. There's a few people left at the bar, kicking back, smoky bar scene, bartenders turning off some of the lights and stuff, couple glasses, couple people sitting there just kind of with their eyes half shut and just getting into it and just letting it be. It's like swan song for the evening. Well, what a great sounding voice, too. He did have little shades of Joe Cocker in there, but like I said earlier, I think it kind of leaned into the fact that his vibrato was a little kind of similar to that. I love the smokiness and the grit to his voice when he would push. is give us a little more of that, edgier chest part of his voice. But when he was coming in, man, it was just full smoky whiskey vibes and stuff. And like I said, I love the tone. I love the fact that on the master mix, they really didn't. They left. They decided that it sounded like it could be intentional. It could have happened anywhere in the recording process, but they really sloped off that 12 to 16K, making sure that there wasn't a higher edge to it. It's just engineering, blah blah blah. Walala, are you still here, Walala? You are up next, Walala. And also welcome, Walala. Walala would like us to listen to a song called Lonely God from the band Wang Wen. And thank you. I'm glad you liked the stream, Walala. The video has 2 songs. I'm only requesting the first one, which is 11 minutes long. Wang Wen is a great Chinese post-rock, let me try this again. Wang Wen is a great Chinese post-rock band. They use a wide variety of instruments and sounds to make some very creative and beautiful music. Hope you enjoy. All right, guys, let's go. Yes, the other song I knew I knew that was a cover. Wow, using the authentic instrument there. Nice. It's hard to imagine that they're going to bust out in some kind of post-rock vibe. I heard something in the back, but now that they pulled into focus the horn over there, and I go, oh, that's where that buttery sound is coming from. this is great. But like Kazi, I feel like I'm getting lulled into like, time to chill out. But you know they're gonna hit you with something, right? If it's post rock, they're gonna sneak up you somewhere and go. They're very nice, progressive layered arrangements through here. It's hard for me to imagine that they're going to bust out some post rock vibes out of this, unless maybe this is an element of post rock I'm not familiar with. The more elevator music version of it. You know what? I was thinking about that too, SB. I wasn't going to mention it. What was the name of that singer? Loving you. What was her name? Minnie Riperton, right. Good one, Ginger. Well, it is the same identical chord changes. The trumpet player is real smooth. There matter where he moved that screwdriver, the tone was the same. This is an incredibly well build-up of a track. Did I say that right? No, my words are jumbled. I'm getting tired. This is a great example on building tracks, repeating the same 4 chord patterns. Now we get the post-rock vibes. This is where the end of the track is. Oh, somebody's doing some Jimmy Page work there. Well, so this was the end of the track, Walala. Had said it stops right about here. To go into this next section, obviously, here we're probably going to get into that more discursive post-hardcore kind of vibe on there. But this is just another really great example of musicians that have, you know, the softer sides of their arrangements and capabilities and stuff like that. And that 4 chord pattern that was a repetitive thing is they just did an excellent job in shifting arrangements as they added arrangements. So it might have started as just a, you know, picking configuration. Then they went into a pick pluck configuration, adding another instrument. Then the French horn comes, or not the French horn, the other horn comes in, or the horn comes in, and then the synth flute also. So each one of them just kept on scooping a little something on top of it and letting it ride for about 8 to 16 bars. And then bringing it up until it got, you know, a little bit of the darker aspect of the rock in there. But I was really pleasantly surprised with that. I definitely was like, okay, I'm waiting, and they really led you rinse. But apparently this is a 20-minute track, so probably the most of it after that obviously sounded like it was going to get really post-rock vibes, you know. Most of their songs are more on the soft side of post. Oh, okay. I didn't know that there was a soft side to post-rock. I guess I have a lot more I need to listen to. Oh, well, Lala, thank you so much for coming on back and joining us. It's good to have you here. I only have 2 more, and then I'm bailing. My ears are a wreck, but I can do it. Don't worry, guys. You're going to get my honest listen. This next one here is coming from It Snows in Australia. Uh-oh. He's going to tax me. I could just take a look at this thumbnail, and it's just going to be, where are you? Are you here? Are you here for this? You better be here for this. So, I mean, because I can see it now. Just when I was thinking I was going to lay back, this is going to give me it's going to give me. The band artist is György Ligeti, and the song is Hungarian Rock. Oh my God, I could just tell. This is going to tax my eyes. Here we go. I can't help it, Alman. Acelerando. I didn't see the roboto. Did anybody see the roboto earlier on the sheet music? I didn't see it for this tempo shift. Jesus. There's no two ways about it. This piece of music completely stopped my brain cells because I think it was triggering my ADHD, A, B, C, D, E, F, Jeebs. I mean, I'm the best thing about this track for me is reading the music, actually. You know, I say that with full respect because it's really fun. That's why I was going, wait a minute, why are we getting this little vibe of, you know, this rubato or decrescendo or something? What are we doing here? What's going on? How come this is happening? What's going on here? I'm a little off. This is in the key of how do you do? But you know what? That's the thing about you, Mr. It Snows in Australia. You really love the way out there abstract music. It's a very unique art form, listening to compositions from these artists, or these composers. They're very legit. Ligeti is legit. But, well, abstract because it's just something that is not, for me, is something that is looking at a canvas and just taking a series of colors and just saying, what the fuck? Oh, and making it work. That's what I mean by that. You know, and making it work, though. That's the magic. Making it work. So that's what I mean by that. But I really enjoyed reading it. Actually, it was fun for me because I don't read music anywhere near as much as I used to, especially going into the 2000s, chord charts and stuff. But I mean, as far as reading intense music, you know, my dad and I, well, we already, guys, you've heard that story. One of the things my dad had, because his favorite string composer was Bartók, and my dad had a copy of an original score that Bartok's son gave my father. So a lot of times we'd go in the studio and put that up there, and I'd watch my dad play through it, and we'd go back and forth and go, no, check this out. So this kind of reminded me of that, just sitting here going, ooh, what's going on here? Ooh, you know, so it kind of brings me back in the headspin of it. So, so thank you so much for bringing that track in. I dig it. Yeah, Bartok is way emotional. But that was the flex that my dad, you know, when I asked my dad who his influences were, you know, Bartok, Prokofiev, Brahms, you know, on the classical level, you know, those were big names for him. But to actually have that copy of one of the original Bartok pieces was really fun for us. Have fun. Oh, let's do this rap. So, all right, last track of the evening. Phew! This is from Brexter. Brexter, are you still here, bro? 7 hours later. Brexter may have punched the clock. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was vile. Oh, sorry. That's kind of like what that last piece of music kind of drummed up in me. It's just kind of kicked in, but it's hitting me in the kidneys. All right, the last song of the evening is coming to us from Brexter, one of our usual suspects here of the Cados. And of course, it's a 6-hour song. God, no, I'm kidding. It's only 6 minutes. This is from Linkin Park, but this looks like this is the newer Linkin Park with the new singer. And yes, we did chat about this, so I'm excited to bring this in. No, Brexter, he went to sleep. Brexter went to sleep. Guarantee. Okay, let's go.
Let's turn this into a party. Let's turn it into a real fucking party with this one, all right?
Okay.
Come on. Let's have some fun.
Brexter!
Yep.
You guys are ready for this, right? Look at you. You ready? Put them up. Yeah, here we go for the 100th time. Haggling their pins in every line. Going up and let something shine. Going out of my fucking mind. Filthy mouth, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. String me up from the top these roofs. Not it tight so I won't get loose. Shoot you can stop and stare. Grab myself out, no one cares. Dug the trench out and lay down there with a shovel up out of reach somewhere. Yeah, someone pouring in. Making a dirt dance floor again. Saying prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out. Stop the show, choppy words in a sloppy flow. Shotgun opera, lock and roll. Cock it back in and watch it go. Mama help me, I've been cursed. That is rolling in every verse. Candy paint on these brand new words that I can't contain in my low-key words. These shirts, I won't lie. Doesn't matter how hard I try. Half the words don't mean a thing, and I know that I won't be satisfied. So why try ignoring him? Making a dirt dance floor again. Saying prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away.
This has a lot more of a pop vibe to it.
Just to throw it away, just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out, open up these scars. Oh my God,
What a great voice she has.
I brought myself so far. Oh my God, fight last
Something different, something special here.
Take a mic.
Watch the moon, shapes in the sky in the dark night, shining with the light from the sun. Sun doesn't give light to the moon, assuming the moon's gonna all in one. They speak
I mean, I feel they're keeping the textures of what Linkin Park is branded and very well known for. I can recognize those changes in there. But I don't know if it's me, but I'm waiting for a little bit more of a darker, punchier pounce to it. Or maybe it's there, it's just the mix that's happening here. Yeah, you're right, Stu. So, Jake, and this is from the Chester era. Do you notice a stark difference in the arrangements and the production? Like, was it darker or heavier back then? And this is maybe a little more popified? No, you're very right about that too, Brexter. This is their own, interpretation. The drummer's like, do that. Don't do that, please. I think because I was not a really big listener of Linkin Park when I was younger, I think maybe I'm used to hearing what their signature sounds were for their bigger hits. So maybe I'm just not familiar with this. You guys are saying this is pretty close in context with the original with Chester in it, and maybe this was a little part of that part of Linkin Park that I don't recognize as it being a little more having a pop sound to it. I think because I'm only familiar with the bigger hits that were kind of a little more present when I was listening, well, barely really listening to music in that era, but when I did, I think it was a little more ballsier, which this has nothing to do with the singer, it just has to do with the track. And that I may not recognize this as being like one of their bigger hit songs, perhaps. Brexter, I'm not too sure. But yeah, and I also know there's been a lot of that. Because I don't have any confirmation bias, as I like to say, and whether what singer is doing what, and musicians in all kinds of different bands. Whenever there's a swap out in musicians or singers or something, I always just go in and listening it because I'm not married to a particular lineup or anything. I can always just go in and listen to it and be able to just give it my own thoughts. This singer has an unbelievably powerful, smoky, emotional, rock, everything kind of voice. But I have been, because I'm on the internet, and whenever I pop through and I see, a lot of my favorite rock channels that talk about, a little more drama things, that there's a pretty little rough going since they put her in, which I guess you can kind of expect that, and I'm sure she was probably prepped for it, and the band and the management and the band, saying, we got your back, don't worry about it, let's just keep going. You're going to catch, a lot of, unique opinions and stuff because, a lot of people are married to certain things. So, geez, this thing was released 8 months ago and it's got almost 5 million views. So that's a thing as far as I'm concerned. So.